The tools needed for Ford 6G alternator diagnostic purposes are an inexpensive 75 to 125 amp battery load tester, also an ordinary test light. Also, we'll be showing you how to isolate the alternator by hot wiring it directly to the charging system. This eliminates the possibility of bad fuses and bad batteries, so that the alternator can be observed as an isolated subject. What you'll be needing is a 6G ordinary voltage regulator plug with alligator clips clipped to the ends of the wires on each end. The wire in the middle is a dummy. Clip the red lead of the battery load tester to the battery output post on the back of the alternator. Clip the negative lead of the battery load tester to a good ground on the body of the alternator itself. Activate the load switch. Readings over 9 volt should be considered good. Readings under 8 volt should be considered a defective wire, a bad connection, a possible short, also a partially defective fusible link wire, or a bad bus fuse. Unplug the regulator by pushing in on this tab with the flat blade screwdriver while pulling out. Place the alligator clip of the test light on the battery negative terminal. Looking down at the regulator plug with the tab on the left. The pin on the bottom is the ignition switch. Probe into it and it should be on and off with the key. The top one is voltage regulator sense. It should be hot all the time, battery voltage. Looking at the voltage regulator harness with the clip on the left hand side, the ignition switch is on and off with the key, and the top, the battery voltage is present, and there is still a charging problem, then the alternator would be considered defective. For a more thorough alternator diagnosis, we're going to show you how to hot wire the regulator in order to observe real-time alternator operation while being isolated from the ignition system. With the car off, hook the alligator side of the test light to battery positive. Unplug the car wiring harness from the voltage regulator and plug the test plug in. Put the probe of the test light into the ignition feed. In this case, it's the green wire. Hook the battery sense wire over to the battery. With the key on, engine off, the test light should be on. As you start the car, the test light should go out, and normal charging functions should occur if the alternator is operating properly. Also at this time, you can turn on various loads on the vehicle, or use your normal test and load equipment at the battery.